Hello everyone, RVer Frank here with Kathee and Coco, and we are going off the beaten path to the ghost town of Bodie, California. So come along, join us, and enjoy the ride. Bodie is a ghost town in the Bodie Hills east of the Sierra Nevada mountain range in Mono County, California, about 75 miles southeast of Lake Tahoe. It is located 13 miles east-southeast of Bridgeport at an elevation of 8,379 feet. We will be taking you with us as we walk down the deserted streets of a town that once had a population of 10,000 people. Only a small part of the town survives. Interiors remain as they were left, stocked with goods. Today, this once thriving mining camp is visited by tourists, howling winds, and an occasional ghost.
Okay, here we go.
Bodie. Right turn, quarter mile.
Wow, moving down in here.
Bodie State Park, next right. Well, we're almost to Bodie. It's 3 miles of dirt road, but we're here. This is Bodie, or rather what remains of Bodie. Today, only about 5% of the buildings remain from the town's 1877 to 1881 heyday, most having fallen victim to time, fire, and the elements. Designated a California state park in 1962, it is now preserved in a state of arrested decay. This means that the building's roofs, windows, and foundations are repaired and stabilized, not restored. And this is a ghost town. Following the 1849 gold rush, mining declined along the western slope of the Sierra Nevada. Prospectors, ever hungry for the next big strike, crossed the Sierra Nevada to prospect the eastern slopes. W.S. Bodie, spelled B-O-D-E-Y, from Poughkeepsie, New York, discovered gold here in 1859. He died several months later in a blizzard, never seeing the town that honors him. Bodie's bones were rediscovered in 1879 and then misplaced after burial. His final resting place is now thought to be somewhere on the hill above the cemetery. The town's name came to be spelled B-O-D-I-E. Mining in the district progressed at a slow pace until 1875, when a mine collapsed and revealed a rich body of gold ore. Word spread fast, and Bodie's boomtown days began. While period accounts estimated Bodie's population as high as 8,000 and later writers claimed 10,000, census records do not reflect these high numbers. Bodie's peak population probably ranged from 7,000 to 8,000. During 1877 to 1881, Bodie's mining district included 30 different mines and 9 stamp mills. Along with miners and merchants, Bodie attracted a rougher element who gave the town a reputation for bad men and wild times. There were more than 60 saloons, many near Bonanza Street, prostitutes, cribs, and opium dens in Chinatown. The boom years were over quickly as unsuccessful mines began closing. The population dropped quickly and continued to dwindle into the 1900s. Mining continued until 1942. The family of Bodie's last major landowner, James S. Kane, hired caretakers to watch over the town and protect it from looters and vandals. In 1962, California State Parks purchased the town to preserve the historic buildings and artifacts. When you visit Bodie today, you experience slices from the town's different time periods. You will see houses that were built in the 1870s, the Standard Mill from the late 1890s, gas pumps from the 1920s, and a schoolhouse that was used until 1942. Some buildings are named according to past functions, others for the people who lived there, whether the first, the last, or the most notable. Enjoy Bodie's past and visit the museum. Okay, we're going to take a walk through Old Bodie. This is going to be a self-guided walking tour, so here we go. Number 1, the McDonald Dolan House. Donald and his son, Frank McDonald, are listed as miners on the 1920 census. Donald's wife, Mary, was one of Bodie's postmistresses. Schoolteacher Alice Dolan, daughter of Sheriff James Dolan, lived here briefly from 1935 to 1937. Her father was killed in a shootout near Mono Lake in 1915. Boy, I guess this really was the Wild West.
I don't know if you can see the furniture in there.
I'm going to show it.
Stand on that post.
Oh my.
The chairs and the couch and everything.
You can go in the church. Methodist Church. This church was built in 1882. It's Bodie's only church still standing. A Catholic church, also built in 1882, burned in 1928. E.J. Clinton, head of a mining company at Bodie in the late 1920s, restored the church with his own funds and often preached sermons. An oilcloth with the Ten Commandments, which once hung behind the pulpit, was stolen. Thou shalt not steal. Look at people threw money in.
Yeah. The electricity at one point.
Yeah, put lights in it. Yeah. Praise.
What house is this?
Oh, number 3. This is the D.V. Kane House. It was built in 1873. This was home to David Victor Kane, son of James S. Kane. The Kanes sold Bodie to California State Parks in 1962. Wow. In 1904, D.V. Kane married Ella M. Cody. She was a Bodie schoolteacher who later founded the Bodie Museum.
There was electricity.
Number 4, Red Barn. This barn is typical of the large barns once used throughout Bodie. You can still see some of the red paint on the Green Street side. Oh, look, you can still see the red paint. See the red paint?
Yeah. And what's over here?
Oh, number 5, the Miller House. Tom Miller was born in Canada, and he worked as a teamster for the Bodie Railroad and Lumber Company at Mono Mills, near Mono Lake. Jeffrey pine from Mono Mills was used for mine timbers and to fuel boilers, hoisting works, and stamp mills. In 1900, Miller and his wife Jessie lived here with their 2 children. On the wall, photos show Bodie's different eras. Oh, let's look. See if we can see. Oh, look at the floors we used to have.
Many layers of it, huh?
And her sewing machine.
Wow.
Wallpaper.
Isn't that incredible?
Some of that money's been there a long time.
It's like they just left it. Sewing machine there.
I know. It's an old Singer sewing machine.
It's actually pretty cool in here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a fireplace.
Now, what do you think this is? Look at all of it.
Some sort of linoleum. Look at this dresser. Or
it's a buffet.
A buffet.
Mm-hmm. Oh, your kitchen.
Wow. Here's a booming town.
This is the bathroom.
In 1907
Look at the tub.
or 1879. It became a ghost town in 1974. Well, here's the kitchen.
Look at the little potty chair.
Oh. Look at that.
Let me get out so you can get in.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Is that a radio over there? Bathtub.
Look at the muffin tin. And the glasses and plates still on the table.
Yeah, it's like they just left. Dishes are out there, the stove, dinner table, plates, silverware. Wow.
Look at the lantern, the light in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah. Tied with a power cord. So they had electricity. All exposed wiring. Hmm? Yeah, it's all exposed wiring.
They had shades. Okay, number 7. Oh, it's the saddle room. This saddle room was part of a large stable complex in the field to the south. It was owned by Bodie merchant Harvey Boone.
This is the Kane residence right here.
Yeah, the front of it's probably over there. That's the back door.
Wow, that is a big house.
2-story. Okay, we're at number 6, the James Stewart Kane House. James S. Kane arrived in Bodie at age 25 in 1879. He had just married Martha Delilah Wells of Genoa, Nevada. Kane entered the lumber business and put barges and a steamship on Mono Lake to transport wood. In 1888, he became a banker and kept the Bodie Bank open until 1932. Wow. In 1915, he acquired the Standard Company mining properties through court action and soon became the principal property owner in town. He always believed Bodie's mines would prosper again. This is the sawmill, number 47. With snow as high as 20 feet deep, winds up to 100 miles an hour, and temperatures down to 30 or 40 degrees below, plenty of firewood was needed to keep Bodie's poorly constructed houses warm during the winter. The winter of 1878 and 1879 was especially severe, and some new arrivals were not adequately prepared. Many died of exposure or disease. Okay, this is number 48. This is the McDonald House. Dan McDonald was injured in the 1879 explosion at the Standard Powder magazine. This house was later owned by the Burkham family. Solomon Burkham operated a store on Main Street in the 1880s and 1890s. Number 46, the Donnelly House. Butcher Charlie Donnelly and his wife Annie Pagden, an English artist, lived here originally. In the early 1900s, Emil W. Billib and his wife Dolly, daughter of James and Martha Kane, lived in this house, which still has hops growing on the front porch. We're going to have to grow some of those hops. Billib was the last superintendent of the Bodie Railroad and Lumber Company, which ran until 1917. The Seiler House, number 45. August Seiler, born in Switzerland, was a Bodie saloon keeper. Seiler arrived during Bodie's boom period and worked first as a bartender and then later became owner of several saloons, including Seiler's on Main Street. He also engaged in mining, so I guess this guy had a couple jobs. He and his wife Teresa had 3 daughters and a son who died at age 3 in Bodie. Oh, how sad. Cameron House, number 44. Andrew P. Cameron, born in Canada, was a Bodie miner. He lived here in 1900 with his wife and 2 children.
Oh, desk, chair.
Birdcage.
I don't know what you can see in here.
Rockers, birdcage, there's their table. There's a sewing machine.
Yeah.
Everybody had sewing machines back then.
Yeah.
Look at that chair. Bedroom.
Yeah. Too bad we can't go in there.
I know.
Okay, here we are at the Lester E. Bell House, number 43. Canadian Lester E. Bell was in charge of the cyanide plant built by the Standard Company. Introduced to this country in the 1890s, the cyanide process extracted gold from otherwise worthless mill tailings and low-grade ore. Bell's wife, Charity, was the sister of Martha, the wife of James Kane. Bell's son, Lester L., became an assayer for the Bodie's mining companies. Number 35, the Chinatown site. Wow, only 2 buildings and some ruins remain of what was a large Chinatown. Wood frame buildings, some built over stone cellars, line King Street. The Chinese Quarter offered residents a full range of services, including general stores, laundries, gambling halls, saloons, boarding houses, and a Tao temple. Opium dens were frequented by Caucasian and Chinese alike. Oh wow, Bonanza Street, it's number 34. It's conveniently located behind the Main Street saloons. Bodie's red light district was also known as Maiden Lane and Virgin Alley. Wow, those were interesting names for the streets. Beautiful Doll, Rosa May, Emma Goldsmith, Nellie Monroe, French Joe, and other ladies of the evening lived and worked here in a row of mostly one-room cabins called cribs. From Bonanza Street, you can see a crumbling building with a brick foundation to the north. This was the Mastretti Liquor Warehouse. It is named for Anton Mastretti, a native of Switzerland, who owned a saloon and a bakery in Bodie. He briefly served as constable in 1880. Okay, we're at number 39, the Reddy House. One-armed attorney Patrick Reddy was known for defending the miners and laborers of the Eastern Sierra. His Irish brogue complemented his courtroom arguments. He lived in this house with his wife Emily and maintained offices in both Bodie and San Francisco. A 40-hour commute by stagecoach. Wow, that is amazing. He eventually became a California state senator. In later years, Lester L. Bell's family lived here.
Wow. Imagine all this.
Look at the wash machine. And the ringer.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you can see that. Wash machine. Imagine all this wood had to be brought in.
What is that? An iron? Wood cutter?
These look like outhouses for the winter. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
From the main house, you'd have these little outhouses.
I don't see how you get in.
From the house.
Okay, this is the Metzger house, number 49. Henry Metzger, born in New York, came to Bodie in 1878 to work for the Standard Company. He was the mill's foreman when the Standard closed in 1913. In the early 1900s, his family included his wife, Lena, and 5 children. Okay, number 38, the Bell Machine Shop. Bobby Bell, son of Lester L. Bell, was born at Bodie in 1914 and worked in the mines and stamp mill. He helped stabilize Bodie's buildings in the 1960s and 70s. He also contributed his knowledge of the town in the early years of the new state park. He died in 2003 and is buried at the Bodie Cemetery. Number 37, Stuart Kirkwood House. Stuart Kirkwood, owner of the stables, was also a deputy sheriff and later Mono County supervisor. Well, that guy was a pretty motivated guy, huh? Okay, 40, the Murphy McRae House. Close to 40 people appear on Bodie's 1880 census with the name Murphy. 2 prominent Murphys were Art Murphy, who operated a stage line, and J.C. Murphy, president of the Big Meadow and Bodie Toll Road. However, no records show a Murphy living here. The last owner was carpenter William McRae. The Moyle House. It's number 36. This is one of 2 Moyle family houses. The Moyle brothers ran a store and a soda bottling plant on Main Street. That's interesting. Okay, this is the Cody House, number 41. Michael J. Cody first arrived in Bodie in 1879 to work at the U.S. Land Office from 1885 to 1886. He was elected Mono County Sheriff. By 1900, he was working as a miner and living in Bodie with his wife Catherine and 6 children. He died in a mining accident near Bridgeport in 1905. Okay, here we are at number 42, the Mendocini House, formerly Mendocini. In 1910, Joseph Mendocini and his wife Fortunata, both natives of Italy, lived here with their baby daughter. Joseph was a miner for the Standard Company. Okay, number 14, Boone Store and Warehouse. This store was built in 1879. It was one of the several general stores in town. It was owned by Harvey Boone, a distant cousin of Daniel Boone. How cool. and partner James W. Wright. Note the food and gas cans used as siding on the south wall. Boone was active in the community, serving as a county supervisor, school trustee, and Bodie Water Company president.
Groceries.
Wow.
This is general store. They could probably buy material and canned goods and cash register.
Wow.
Look at the phone over there.
Look at all the goods just left there.
I know, and bags of flour and stuff. Look at the boxes up there. Sauerkraut, Del Monte sauerkraut, mustard, Mazzola. Look at the boxes, living boxes of stuff. English breakfast, Queen's chop, tea. English breakfast tea. Oh my God, there's a gas. Look at the body. The little
Huh?
in the window.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is 14. Let's see what it says here. Yeah, this is the Boone story.
Oh, it's just Shell gas station. Well, that was a well-built store.
Yeah, what's a warehouse? It's Boone Stone Store.
Building. Well-built building.
There's no engine.
Okay, here we are at number 15. It's the Lottie and Eli Joel house. Lottie married Eli Joel in Nevada before moving to Bodie in 1883. The couple's successful mining investments allowed them to purchase houses and several saloons. Oh, they must have been rich. Lottie took up painting in Bodie. One of her paintings hangs in the Miners Hall Museum. From 1932 to 1942, the post office was located.
You know what's interesting is that these buildings weren't spread apart like
Oh,
this.
look, they made a little cobblestone walkway.
There was a building here. This would have been a fully built out Main Street here.
Okay, we're at number 29, Masonic Hall site, Chinese Laundry. On this site stood Bodie's Masonic Hall, Lodge number 252. It was established in 1878. In 1918, the lodge consolidated with one in nearby Bishop. The laundry building currently on this site was moved from Bonanza Street. Town residents often move buildings to different locations over the years, usually after fires. Okay, we're at number 16, Sam Leon's Bar and Joe Hanner's Barbershop. Wow. The bar was opened in 1937 by Sam Leon after losing his U.S. hotel in the 1932 fire. This building was previously a restaurant, and it was operated by the Heiss family. Leon was born in China in 1879. He also ran cafes and boarding houses in Bodie. The adjoining barbershop was owned by Joe Hanner. the last barber to work in Bodie. The area just north of the barber shop was the site of one of August Soderling's assay offices. Soderling lived in Bodie from the boom years into the early 1900s.
Oh, there's the fire department across the street. That's 17, and it's a firehouse.
Firehouse right there.
Okay, number 27. This is the Standard Consolidated Mining Company's stamp mill. The Standard was the most successful of 30 mining companies operating in the Bodie mining district. Wow, I can't believe they had so many. 30 mining companies. Heavy iron rods known as stamps broke up quartz rock containing gold and silver. Mercury and later cyanide was used to separate the metals from the crushed rock. The Standard Mine, located on the hill above, was first known as the Bunker Hill and then Bullion Mine. A mine collapse in 1875 revealed a rich ore vein and started the rush to Bodie. The mine was renamed the Standard in 1877 and yielded more than $18 million over 38 years. Wow, that's amazing money for back then. This mill was built in 1899 after an 1898 fire destroyed the original building. In 1893, Superintendent Thomas Leggett brought electricity to power the mill from a hydroelectric plant about 13 miles away, one of the first long-distance transmissions of alternating current in the United States. Wow, that's amazing. The house with a large porch is named for another Standard superintendent, Theodore Hoover, brother of U.S. President Herbert Hoover. Theodore, his wife Mildred, and their young daughter lived in Bodie from June 1903 to January 1906. He later became executive head of the Department of Mining and Metallurgy at his alma mater, Stanford University, in 1919. Okay, U.S. hotel and Occidental hotel sites. This is number 28. But there's nothing here now, as you can see. But on the east side of Main Street once stood the U.S. Hotel to the north and the Occidental Hotel to the south. Ruins of a stone warehouse and the Occidental stable across the creek are all that remain. Only a stone sidewalk marks the site of the U.S. Hotel. Wow, can you imagine what this corner looked like when it was a solid mile of 1- and 2-story framed buildings? People who walked this busy street came from all over the world. Records show residents from Italy, Ireland, England, Mexico, France, Germany, Canada, and elsewhere. In 1880, 16 African Americans appeared on the census. Oh, this is the firehouse, number 17. This firehouse was rebuilt in 1930 by the California Conservation Corps. Wow, it was rebuilt in 1930. Volunteer firefighting companies battled a number of fires over the years. Bodie's biggest fires were on July 25, 1892 and June 23, 1932. The 1892 fire started on Main Street in a restaurant owned by Mrs. James Perry and consumed about 60 buildings. Efforts to fight the fire were delayed due to a valve closed inadvertently. Lack of water also plagued those who battled the 1932 blaze. That time, poorly maintained screens at the reservoir led to rocks and debris clogging the pipe. Okay, number 30, Bodie Bank. All that remains of the Bodie Bank after the 1932 fire is its brick vault. Wow, that whole thing is a vault? James S. Kane bought the bank, founded by E.L. Benedict, in 1890. Despite Bodie's Wild West reputation, its bank was never robbed. A nighttime burglary on September 1st, 1916, yielded $2,000 in cash, some bullion, and other valuables. Wow, this stuff is amazing, isn't it? Oh, okay, this is number 31. It's the Moyle Warehouse Ruins. The Moyle Warehouse was built in 1879. It was one of the many stone warehouses constructed to store supplies for the long, cold Bodie winters. Boy, I bet it does get cold up here. Okay, we're at number 32, Kirkwood Stable and Blacksmith Shop. Hundreds of horses and mules pulled the wagons that hauled tons of goods in Bodie's busiest years. This stable, owned by Stuart Kirkwood, housed a blacksmith shop where horses, mules, and oxen were shod. Oh, that's cool. Number 33. Oh, it's the jail. The town jail looked small in proportion to tales of lawlessness during Bodie's boom years. From 1878 to 1881, the jail was the responsibility of Constable John Kurgan. In an infamous 1881 incident, which resulted in Kurgan's temporary demotion, vigilantes took accused murderer Joseph Jaroche from the jail and hanged him. Wow, it probably wasn't hard to get him out of that jail. Okay, Wheaton and Lures store, number 18. George H. Wheaton and Nicholas C. Lures built a store here in the early 1880s. The sign on the facade displayed their names and was later covered up with a new sign, Bodie Store, after Lures died. The overlapping signs revealed after the building's white paint faded appeared to read Wheaton and Hollis, but there was never anyone named Hollis associated with it. J.S. Kane bought the store in 1898. According to his daughter-in-law, Ella Kane, the building had been a U.S. land office from 1885 to 1886, when her father, Michael J. Cody, worked there after his appointment by President Cleveland. In 1910, it became offices for the hydroelectric company that transmitted electricity to the town from Lundy Canyon. After the Clinton West Company arrived in the late 1920s, the building became a hotel boarding house. Josie Pearl, known for her cooking, was hired. As she had in other mining camps, she continued mining on the side. Wow, she was a busy lady.
Cool. A little bit of a bar there, huh?
Yeah. Look at the pool pews.
Yeah.
Pretty ornate pool table.
Big dinner.
See the kitchen back there?
Yeah.
Here's a card table.
Yeah.
Okay, we're at number 19 now. It's the hydroelectric building. Previously a substation for distribution of the town's electricity, in 1910, the electrical equipment inside now dates from the late 1930s. Well, that seems like it was pretty recent. I thought you were being funny.
I mean, he was just touching
Sodas, Diet Coke.
Where do you see that? Are you
At
seeing
that
Mirage?
store. That store back.
I think you're seeing a Mirage. Poor thing. Ice cream.
Look at those old power poles.
Yeah.
Now, what is this building?
Well, this is another hotel. This is the one I was telling you that I thought was the hotel with all the second-story windows. But I'll tell you in a minute because there's a number by it. Oh, here's the schoolhouse. It's number 20. It was originally the Bonton Lodging House, and it became a school after the first school was allegedly burned down by an early-day juvenile delinquent. In 1879 to 1880, the school saw its highest enrollment of 615 students. I didn't think there was that many people in Bodie. And it closed in 1942. Wow.
There's a piano. Books. Oh, look at all those books. Chalkboard over there. Old desk seating. This is a big open room here.
Globe. Look at that. There's a globe.
Yeah.
Oh, Sam, see the pretty dog. John, there's a book on the wall over there. Teaching him to read.
Oh, Sam, see the pretty dog. John will not let him run.
The little dog has had a nap. Rover, run and play, John. I ran too, but I had a fall. Mama will not let me play, but I like the little dog. I like to have him in my lap. There's the teacher's day.
Okay, we're at the Quinn House, number 26. Frank F. Quinville, a Canadian native, moved to Bodie in the 1880s. He was the blacksmith for the Standard Mine and Mill well into the 1900s. He and his wife Mary had 5 children. Wow, their houses weren't very big to have all those kids, were they? Okay, we're at Dr. Street's house. It's number 25. Dr. John A. Street was a physician for the Treadwell Yukon Mining Company between December 1930 and January 1932. In Bodie's boom years, a number of doctors in private practice were kept busy with victims of mining accidents. I wonder if that's how that other guy lost his arm and managed the baseball team. Anyway, mining accidents, smallpox, cholera, and pneumonia. Conway House, number 24. Thomas Robert Conway, born in Canada in 1875, lived here with his wife Annie and 3 children. The family first lived in the Todd House across the street. Oh, must have been that house. Bob was one of Bodie's last residents in the boom years. Bob's cousin, John and Patrick Conway, ran freight wagons between Bodie and Carson City, Nevada. John also worked as a blacksmith. The hops growing on the porch railing were said to be the only green plants that could survive in Bodie. Oh my gosh, maybe we should try growing some hops. Maybe they'd stay green, huh? Okay, number 23, Miller Boarding House. Minnesota native Annie Curry Miller moved to Bodie in the boom years with her miner husband William. She first ran the Occidental Hotel, then later opened this boarding house to provide rooms and meals for bachelor miners. She also owned the rooming house across the street. Wow. Okay, number 22. This is the McMillan House. A. E. McMillan was secretary of the Bodie's Miners Union in 1885. His son Dan, who had only one arm, was manager of the Bodie baseball team in the early 1900s. Okay, we're at the Gregory House, number 21. Nathan Gregory operated a cattle ranch between Bodie and Aurora. He and his wife Catherine appeared on the 1900 census with 4 children. Their youngest son, Spencer, became a mining engineer and was one of Bodie's last residents.
I want to go get some ice cream. That one store right there. The banners. Everyone's going in there looking very awfully refreshed when they come out. Wonder who did the road maintenance around here.
Okay, number 8. Ooh, the morgue. This is one of 2 mortuaries remaining in Bodie. Oh, the other one is near the cemetery. That must be across the street over there. Boot Hill, maybe? This building with caskets still inside may have been moved here in Bodie's later years, probably after 1888, when fire destroyed the Bodie House Hotel, located at this corner. Okay, we're at number 9. The Miners Union Hall Museum was built in 1878. The Miners Union Hall was central to Bodie's social life. Besides serving as a meeting place for union members, it hosted religious services, Independence Day grand balls, elegant masquerade parties, school recitals, and Christmas parties for the young and the old. The union was organized December 22, 1877, and joined with the Western Federation of Miners as Local 61 in 1903. This building is now a museum and small bookstore.
Look at their hats.
Oh.
High button shoes. Take pictures of this.
Yeah. Wow. Point it out. Speak loud enough to where you can hear it.
Oh, look at the clothes. They ordered their clothes out of the catalog.
It's a mail order catalog.
Yeah. Look at fancy duds.
Oh, Amazon.
Yeah. Home dance lessons. Pipes. Look at the collars.
This looks like it was probably the dance hall or something, because there's a stage up there.
It does. Listen to music. Baseball net. Skates. Look at skates.
Spalding official National League ball.
It's like a Bible. Oh, look at the pictures. Look at the keys.
The pencil sharpener.
I don't know how that works.
Newspapers. There's scales. Used for gold. Oh, that's a hearse. That's a hearse right there. There's a casket in there. See, that's a stage right there.
The morgue is right next door.
Wow. Looks like they put a new floor in here.
Dust is getting there. They signed the mining company thing.
Hmm?
Look behind you, too. Look at the corpse.
Oh.
Sewing kit. Here's tickets to a walk.
A ticket to the ball?
Grand New Year's Eve ball. Here's that fireman's ball.
Oh,
Thursday
wow.
first annual masquerade ball.
Wow.
in 1910. Thanksgiving ball. Tickets $1. Bodie Fire Department. Look at their writing.
I can't keep going back. That's okay.
Okay, we're at number 11. Deschambault Hotel. The post office moved here in 1879. Oh wow, look at that large cabinet over there. It's got mail slots in it for the mail. The upstairs served as Grandma Johnson's rooming house. Later, the building became the Deschambault Hotel. In Bodie's final years as a town, it was a bar and cafe. Okay, we're at number 10. IOOF Hall. Oh, I wonder what that is. Oh, it's the Independent Order of Oddfellows Lodge, number 279, and it was one of Bodie's many fraternal societies. The lodge used the upper floor. The first floor was used by Henry Ward, who built the building in 1880 to house his undertaking furniture business. Undertaking/furniture business? Well, he was a jack of all trades. It was later occupied by Bodie Athletic Club. Okay, we're at number 13. It's the Swayze Hotel. Horace F. Swayze was a Nevada rancher who bought this two-story hotel in 1894. It also housed a clothing store and a casino in later years. Wow, I bet everybody bought clothes here. Following the 1849 gold rush, mining declined along the western slope of the Sierra Nevada. Prospectors, ever hungry for the next big strike, crossed the Sierra Nevada to prospect the eastern slopes. Okay, we're at number 50. Last but not least, this is the Red Cloud mining equipment. This equipment was relocated from the Red Cloud mine southeast of here. The large wooden structure is called a head frame, also known as a gallows frame. It once stood over the hoisting works of the mine's vertical shaft. Beneath it are cages that transported miners and hauled out ore and waste rock. A steam hoist and air compressor are nearby. Well, I hope you enjoyed this off the beaten path old Bodie Ghost Town tour. Come back soon and see what else we have to show and tell you. Until then, have a good one.
Well, this was fun, but it's time to say goodbye as we head on to our next Off the Beaten Path journey. Thanks for watching, see you soon, and have safe travels.